So, how can my own personal rules for myself box me in or keep me stuck from having the ability to move on and forward?
From what I've seen, your rules and your story about life, you created so that you could live at the place that you're at. So in other words, if someone has anger issues, they'll say, oh, it's because they said this or they said that, or they don't do what they're supposed to do. So that's their story. So everything is, there's someone who has anger issues, everything is an excuse to get pissed off. Mm-hmm. If someone has fear issues, everything's an excuse to be fearful and it's not safe. So that's their story, that's their consciousness, that's how their hallucination of the world. So as we change their body, they see it different, they show up different, and they realize that these rules that they make, they just seem to drop out. Like, they were silly. What did I ever do that for?
They're like fiction.
Yeah, it's just fiction. It's like, oh yeah, that doesn't make any sense. And they become less rigid in their story because they realize that story, the safety that they created from that story, they don't need that safety anymore. Mm. So the story tends to drop out with it, and they become more open-minded, and they start, to much more of an extent, check out other things that they might not have been open to previous. Different religions, vegetarian diet, a meat diet, exercise, meditation, or whatever it is. They just seem like, yeah, just feel like checking it out. Whereas maybe before, they'd be like, oh, that's a bunch of foo-foo garbage, I'm not open to that, that's a bunch of nonsense. There's no science to support it. Never mind whether there's ever science to support it or not, there's always lots of information to support it. But because of their perspective, they're not willing to look at it.
They're closed-minded. Super
closed-minded in behavior and relationships and diet and spiritual practice. And as people get more safety and peace in their body, they don't need so much structure. So those walls tend to fall. And they're much more open to experiencing more depth of life and more opportunities in life.